Hello everyone, welcome back to our Rhino tutorial. Today we're going to talk about two very commonly used tools. One is sweep to rails and the other one is blend surface. And let's begin that by introducing how we're going to model those little objects inside of Rhino. First, let me go back to shaded mode and then let me draw a cube. I'll just use this as our reference. I'll bring this cube here. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw 3 points here, 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to draw a line that crosses the center of this plan. Then I'm going to draw the center points here. Make sure that you clicked the O snap and then you click the midpoint here. It will help you to find this point. Then I'll select those points, go to the front view, and then I'll type in rotate. And I'll make sure that the copy equals yes. And I will select the center of the rotation, which is the point we just draw. I will hold shift, or I will select orthogonal, and then I will rotate it 180 degrees, hit OK. Then I will use this control point curve again. First point, second point, third point, and then come all the way here. First, second, third, hit OK. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to isolate this curve, and then I will select this point, and then scale them along the Z direction by drag this little square. Then I'll unhide everything. I'll just go ahead and delete this one. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select this curve, hold Alt, and then drag it. That means that I will copy it, and then I will click this circle here, type in 90, which means I will rotate it on the XY plane for 90 degrees. Then I will type in move, select this point, bring it to this corner, then type in scale 1D again, select this curve, hit enter, select this base point to here, and then scale it. Next thing is I will explode this whole cube. I'll type in trim, select the cutting objects, which is this curve, hit enter, and then I'll click this surface, trimmed it. Okay, I'll repeat this by click space, and I'll select this cutting objects again, hit enter, and then select this surface. Next thing I will do is I will type in sweep to, which is sweep to rail. I'll select the first rail, surface edge, second rail, surface edge, and then I will select cross section curves, first curve, and then second curve. Hit enter and hit OK. Okay, I'll select all those surfaces, join, and then I got them. Perfect. This can also be achieved in a different method. Let's also delete this one and see how we can do it. Again, I will draw this same cube again by using this tool, corner to corner. I'll move it here. Then I'll explode this surface. Delete this one, delete this one. I'll come over here, use this tool, duplicate edge. I'll select this edge, hit enter, and then I will click this here, type in -15. Come over here, hit enter, select this edge again, and hit enter, and I will type in 15. Then I will type in blend surface, select the first edge, select the second edge, make sure that it has set to curvature, which stands for G2 continuity. I will hit OK, and then I will type in merge surface. I will select the first one, second one, again, first one, second one, I got it. Then I will join in all those surfaces together. I'll type in duplicate border, hit enter, and I got those curves. Planar surface, and it says self-interacting input curves were found. Use curve Boolean processing. You hit yes, and we will get a surface here. Same as this one. Hit enter, hit yes. Then I will select those surfaces and join them all together. Some people will argue that this sharp edge just simply looks fake. How we can solve that? Well, let's use this as an example. Let me isolate this item by come over to the top, select isolate objects, and then I'll type in fillet edge. Next radius is 0.6. I want to change it to 0.3, hit enter, and then select edges to fillet. Give it a second and then process. And then we got this result. And then if we type in ZMap, we will see this reflection around it, which is pretty cool. Okay, let me unhide everything else. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw this kind of water bottle. Again, let's use EMAP. We can zoom in and see that there's this flat surface on this cylinder shape, and the connection in between is actually very smooth. We can check it by using zebra. Okay, horizontal, and we zoom in, we can see that the continuity has been preserved in between surfaces. I'll close it. Then I will go to the front view, draw a bottle. First, I will select this control point curves, and then I'm going to just start drawing. You want to hold shift, or you want to click the orthogonal. Okay, so I will click the first point, hold shift, second point, third point. And then we already have one point here. I will just keep holding shift. I will draw second point and then third point. I will draw a point that's high up here, hit OK. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust it a little bit. Then I will type in revolve, select the curve to revolve, hit enter, start of the revolve axis, and then the end. Okay, I'll go to the perspective, hold shift again, and then draw this circle. Hold shift to this end also, click it or hit enter. The next thing I'm going to do is I will go to the front view. I will draw one point here, and then I will type in mirror. I will find this center. Okay, you make sure that you turn on the O snap and this quadrant has been clicked. I will select this quadrant and then mirror it. And then I'll move those reference points up a little bit, somewhere here. Then I will type in REC, which stands for rectangle. I'll select this 3 point and I'll click rounded. I'll select the first point, second point, go all the way somewhere here, and then click it, and then move my cursor towards to the center. And then I'll click it again. Okay, I'll get this curve. I'll go to the perspective and then extrude it by using this gumball again along this direction. Make sure that this doesn't overlap with the edge of this shape. By checking the edge, you can either come over here and you can see that this has been clearly marked as an edge because of the color. If it's not showing there, you must come over here to the display mode and then click the surface edge. Or you can come over here, click this, and then click show edges. Select the object, hit enter. And then you make sure that you clicked all edges. So it will show that this is a surface edge. Okay, I can click off that. Again, you have to make sure that this doesn't overlap with the edge. Okay, then I will type in trim again. I will select the cutting objects, hit enter, and I will click this surface. Okay, I'll delete this one, select this curve, go to the front view again. I'll type in offset. I think 3 looks fine here, and I'll click OK. So I'll get this curve. I will type in set PT, which stands for set points. I will make sure that I clicked Y and hit OK. I will bring my cursor somewhere near this edge of the surface, or it can be midpoint. Again, you have to make sure that your O snap is on in order to select those things. Hit OK. Then I will type in planar surface again, and then I'll type in blend surface. I'll select the first edge, the second edge. Again, make sure the settings are the same. Hit OK. Click space again. Select first, second, hit OK. Just repeat what we have done here. Okay, and then I'll select this surface, click join. Perfect. I'll delete this one we just made earlier. I'll bring those 3 together. I will select all of them. I will type in EMAP. I will come over here, change it to different display mode, and we will see that this kind of perfect reflection. Okay, again, if I turn on the zebra here, when we zoom in, the continuity in between is great. So that's all we're going to cover today. Again, we introduced how to make this shape in 2 different ways. One is sweep to rails, and the other is blend surfaces. And secondly, we focused on how to make the connections in between those 2 surfaces. One is flat and one is a cylinder shape, by using the tool Blend Surfaces. Thank you so much, and please follow this tutorial and make your own model. I'll see you in the next tutorial.